Alright, this is Board Game Officer. Welcome back. Today I am going to do a playthrough of Hellbringer. This is currently on TTS right now. The Kickstarter is actively going. However, that's when I upload this. So if you're watching this later, it might be closed, or at least the late pledge is hopefully maybe open. However, there's some good how to plays and other playthroughs. However, today I want to do like a full scenario playthrough, not just the tutorial, but like an actual full scenario. So here on TTS, they have two things. You can play the tutorial, or you can play, they have one full scenario available. So today I'm going to go through that full scenario. I'm going to run through a quick about the game. I'm not really going to dive too much into the details because there are other how to play videos, and that's not what this video is for. So let's get into Hellbringer. So Hellbringer is a deck roguelike game. It really reminds me a lot of One Deck Dungeon, meaning because the dungeon is the deck. So it's going to be set up. You're going to go through these cards. They're going to bring this deck is going to give you equipment. However, as you go through the deck, you're going to go through the different levels of the dungeon. There's different cards that bring out combat, different cards that bring out the rooms. These are the rooms that you'll go down throughout the dungeon, and some tomes that you'll have to go through and read, which will do certain things as you go out through the dungeon. There will be monsters that will spawn throughout the dungeon, and then but when you get down to the tome, there's going to be a big demon there at the bottom that you will fight. It comes with this nice little board. It goes with, whether or not the monsters are in sight or not, meaning if you can see them and if you can attack them, you kind of lay them out there. It's really kind of nice. It's a quick way to see, hey, can I hit this monster, or is it too far away? Instead of checking every single time you try to attack, once they spawn, you see if you could put them, and you just put them on here, so it's a quick focus on whether or not you can see them or not. As you go through the deck, you're going to slowly build up your character. Here we have our character board and our 6 available characters that we could play. You've got the warrior, the paladin, the hunter, a monk, the sorcerer, and the druid. So you pick one of them, you put it on the center of the board there, and you can see equipment is going to have colors in the bottom right-hand corner and the top, every corner basically. And that indicates basically where they go on the board. So you know if it's a one-handed weapon, if they have both of that, they're going to be two-handed weapon, right? And then there's going to be other stuff, armor and stuff you could put on at the bottom here. Now, what I really like about this game is this little bottom part down here. So here's the card, and it tells you what all their stats is. You got the health, their defense, their vision, their abilities or the action points, their skills, how many skills they can hold, and how many cards they can hold in their hand. So you could put that out. And so this is to keep track of everything, because as you get abilities and stuff, it's going to upgrade all of these things. And so this part is really nice. In the actual physical game, it's going to be a little chalk marker, so you could erase it and stuff and change it throughout the game. This is really, I really enjoy this, because instead of having cards and every time you do something, you have to go through and add up everything. Where here, you just, oh, this adds one more. So you go down and you add one more. Now you don't have to think about it. You can just look to see. You do have to make sure you keep up on altering it so you don't forget. Like if you unequip something, that means everything goes back down. And if you equip something, everything's going to go up. So you do have to keep track of that. But it's a nice quick way to look at it. So each turn, you're not trying to fumble over how many of it have of everything. So as you defeat enemies here, as you defeat them, you're going to take their card. You're going to come to their player board, and you're going to flip this around and put it at one of these 5 spots, which will upgrade each one of these. So if you place it there, you'll get 5 extra health, plus 10 defense, plus 1 sight, plus 1 action, and plus 1 skill. And so each one, you'll just keep playing on more of whichever one you want. So you could end up having like 5 or 6 cards here, so you have 5 or 6 extra action points during the turn. Now let's go through a card real quick. We have this card right here, which is as a 1. That means it costs 1 action point to place the card or equip the card. and it will take 1 in later turns to activate that card to do whatever it says on that card. And when you equip it, you get a free action, so you don't have to pay. You don't pay to equip it and then pay to use it. You just pay to equip / use it. If it's got that affinity symbol, that means this effect is in play as soon as you play it. Then you've got a whole lot of symbols here. I'm not going to go through them all, but basically for attacks, you have a single sword, which is a single attack, and you've got 2 swords and an X that are you can attack multiple. If it has a number in either a red or green, that's how many dice you roll, and that's just the name of it. And then that corner there is the type of card. There's equipment, there's spells, there's skills. I don't know if there's spells, but there's skills, equipment, and potions and other type of cards there. And then that symbol there is either going to be in all 4 corners that correlate to the hero card in all 4 of those corners, just basically of where it goes on your player board. Now, the monster card, they have their health, their defense, their vision, and their action point. Their vision here, if it matches, if it's equal to or less than your sight, then you could see them. If their sight is greater than yours, then they're going to be back, and so you will not be able to see them, meaning that you can't touch them. They can still attack you because their sight, you're still in their sight, but they are not in your sight, so you cannot hit them, but they can still hit you. So it's really important to get your sight up. And then that shows that they're monsters. That means that ability is always in play. And this is that double sword, meaning that they will attack everyone. Now, before the enemies attack, they are going to roll of who they're going to hit, whether or not they're going to prioritize the player, whether or not they're going to miss. And so you just discard 2 cards from your hand. Or there's another one that hit a player. Or there's one that if you have a companion, they're actually going to prioritize the companion. If you don't have a companion, then it'll still hit the hero, and they might hit the companion and the hero. Now, if you're playing solo, right, they're always going to hit you, even if it's a multiple attack, they'll still hit you. If you're playing with multiple people, they will attack the last 2 people that activated. So if you only play with 2, they'll attack both of you. If you're playing with more than 2, then they'll only attack the last 2 that activated. These are the dice that you roll. There are either red attack die or green poison or acid dice. Basically, the only difference is these have 5s, a blank, or 2 blanks, and then all the rest of the sides are 5s. The red have 1 blank, and then 3 5s and 2 6s. So, right, it's just these are going to do more, so it's either 5 or 10 damage. One thing to point out with the health and the defense is that it's all or nothing, meaning you roll your dice. If you get less than their combined health and defense, nothing happens, you don't touch them. Same thing with you. With your health, if they attack you and they don't do equal to or more than your health and defense put together, then they don't touch you, nothing happens. So pretty much the difference between health and defense is not much. You always add them together. The only difference is there are cards and abilities that will minus your defense, right? Your health can't be touched. Your health will always be what it is. However, your defense can be decreased. So that's just to kind of put in mind of the differences. Defense can be decreased, but you always add them together to whether or not you're going to kill them or not. So I have here have the TTS set up for me, the deck. Now, I want to point out with the deck, those different levels, what it did is it put 5 random cards, and then the first room, and then 5 random cards, and then the second room, 5 random cards, then the 4th room, and so on, and then it added some combat cards in each of those, and also, which just spawn enemies, and then also some tomes in each of those as well. So that's how it's kind of put out, is those levels are every 5 cards, plus 5 normal cards, plus some combat and tome cards throughout each level. Now, the cool thing that I really like, right, you got this huge deck, but the first, 30 is the only thing that has rooms in it. However, there's a lot of cards that will actually have you draw from the bottom of the deck, so you get to draw cards, but it's actually not piling you through the dungeon. So I actually really like that. So it's still important to have the entire deck, even though the dungeon is technically only the first, 30 or so cards. Another thing I want to point out here that I actually really like is you get to draw your hand before you pick your character. And this is super important because depending on what you draw, depends on who you might want. Each hero has different colors, and so some cards might help a different hero. Like, in my hand, I drew treants, and at the bottom you can see it's got a green, meaning if I'm the druid, that this creature ignores my limit and play for companions. Meaning, I might want to be the druid. I think I'm going to pick the druid this time. I have not played with the druid yet, so I'm going to pick the druid because I have one that could actually help him out. Now, those colors also are going to be where that 3 is. If it's black, that means anyone can use it. If it's your color, it means only that color can equip it or keep it. And I'll kind of go through that later. So, the druid gets 2 starter cards to choose from. And these are his 2. He could either choose the druid's eagle or the druid's wolf. And I'm going to pick the druid's eagle. So I choose him, and I just discard the druid's wolf. Then also, you have the starter elixir. If you're solo, you put it into your hand. If you're playing multiplayer, one person puts it into anybody's hand. Because it basically used at any point. So as long as one person has it, you're good. So we'll put that into my hand. So now we are going to lay out our character there. And we have this handful here. And I'm going to fill out my stats here. So I have filled out my stats. I have 25 health, 15 defense, I have a vision of 3, I have started with 2 action points. Most of them only start off with 1, but he gets 2. He can learn 3 skills, and he can have 5 in his hand. Meaning, you can have more in your hand at a time. You'll get extra cards to draw and stuff, but at the end of your turn, you will draw up to your hand size. And that's the kind of battle here is, at the end of your turn, you could also discard cards. But the more cards you draw, the further down into the dungeon you go, and the harder it gets. So you kind of have to play with that, trying to get more equipment from the deck, but not going through the dungeon too quickly. Alright, so we're going to start our turn now. So now what we do, we see how many skill points we have here. We have action points. We have 2 action points, so we go to our hand. We have a skill shield we could play for 1. That'll give us plus 10 shield and plus 1 card to our hand size. For 1 action point, we could play this combat robe, which will go at a different spot. See how that will go in that spot. This one will go in that top right. Right, so it will go in different spots, but it'll plus 5 shield and minus 4 green die when you are hit. Or for 3, I don't have 3 action points, so I can't spawn the treants yet. Or I have scale mill for 2, for 15 shield and plus 1 vision. Or I could spawn my druid's eagle for 2. Or my starter elixir for 0, which will ignore attacks when they come on me. And that star means I can play that at any time, so that will basically keep until they attack me and I'm almost going to die. So usually it's pretty smart to play your starting card. That's usually the best choice. Sometimes you might have a better choice, but usually it's the best choice. So I'll definitely spawn my druid's eagle. So when you spawn companions, you put them above your board. Now they act just at almost kind of like equipment, like you control them on your turn, and so you could do their action on your turn. And because I spawned him, that means I get to activate him right away. And he's my only card, so I can't do anything else. He's literally the only thing I could do. So what I will do is I will do my talons, do my attack for 3 red dice. So I got my 3 dice here that I'm going to attack with. And first, before I roll, I do have to decide who I'm going to attack. So these are our 3 enemies that we started with. We've got the ghoul with 20 health, the hellhound with 10 and 5, so 15, and the giant scarab for 25. 5 and 20, so 25. So I'm definitely going to go after the hellhound because he actually hits the hardest, and he's the easiest to kill. And I want to make sure I kill him, because I need to power up. So I will roll this. Oh, no way! I totally missed. So, because these don't add up, what are the chances of that? There's only one side that had the blank on there. And they both got it. Anyways, so that was a very low chance of missing, but was able to do it. So that means that's my attack. I don't get to activate it again. And I used all my skill points. So I did use both of my skill points to spawn that Druid Eagle. So that means I can't do anything else. So that's the end of my turn. So at the end of my turn, I can decide to discard any of these cards if I so desire. And I am going to discard this Combat Robe just because I want to use that Scale Mail later. So I'm going to discard it there. And now, because my hand size is 5 and I only have 4, I'll just draw 1 card to my hand. So I draw 1 card here and I draw a regeneration. So for free, I could +5 to my health. And it is a skill, meaning I could actually learn it and keep it out there, so I will have a continuous +5 health. But that's the end of my turn. I do that, and now the enemies are going to go. So the first thing that the enemies do is they're going to roll this dice to see if they attack my companion, or me, or both. So they're actually going to attack my companion, which is my eagle. And what we do when they attack is you add up all of their dice. They're actually going to go for a lot. This is not going good for the first off. The fact that I missed that first one. Alright, so we have 2 for the ghoul, 3 for the hellhound, and 1 red and 2 greens for the giant scarab. And we'll roll them all, and all of this is going towards my eagle. Ooh, that's 50 damage. That's one thing I do like about TTS is it adds it up real quick. Just put my cursor on it. As you can see, it's 50 damage. As you can see, my eagle only has 5 health and 25 defense. That's only 30, and he just did 50. I really don't want to lose my eagle right off the bat, and I kind of hate to use this right off the bat. But I'm going to use my elixir, starter elixir. Basically, target ignores all attacks and effects until the start of its next turn. So the target is going to be the eagle. So I'm going to discard this to save my eagle. Alright, so that was the enemy's turn, and now it's my turn again. Alright, so I do have 2 action points. However, it costs 2 action points to activate this eagle to attack. Meaning, if I equip something for 2, I cannot attack. And I need to attack because I didn't attack, or I didn't do anything last time. So I'm just going to use my 2 to attack. So we're going to try this again. I'm going to attack the hellhound because he's the easiest to kill. I'm going to roll. There we go. There's that 20. So I kill the hellhound. So here I have the hellhound. I flip it over, and I'm going to put it on the action point. So I gain 1 action point. So now I have more stuff I could do next time. One more thing I want to do before the end of my turn is use this regeneration. Because it is a skill, which is that symbol on that right side there, means I can place it here. And because it's black, it means I can learn it, meaning that I play it and it stays. And because it's free, I can still play it, and it gives me +5 health. So up my health to 30. Now that it's the end of my turn, I could come here, I could discard any card if I want, which I still don't want to yet, because I want to play these. So I have 3, my hand size is 5, so I'll draw 2 cards here. And I drew a Battle Axe and a Piercing Vision, which gives me +1 vision. Alright, so now is the enemy's turn again. So we're going to roll this dice to see who they attack. And they will attack me. And this time, we just have the 2. So we have 2 red for the ghoul, 1 and 2 there, and we'll roll. We got 30, and my health and defense are 60 together. That means it doesn't touch me, nothing happens, and we keep going on. Now it is my turn again. Now that I do have 3 action points, I am going to spawn my Treants. So I'm just going to spawn him right here. There's not really a place on the board. However, just because you're supposed to only have 1, but I'm going to place him right here. And because I spawned him, I can also do his activation. So I will do 2 reds and 2 greens. And once again, the ghoul is a little bit easier to hit, so I will go after the ghoul. Yeah, there we go, 30. I could have beaten either one of them, but yep, so I'll kill the ghoul. And I am going to decide to place him here as well to get 1 more action point. And that was all of my action points for that turn. So I can discard some cards. So this Battle Axe is actually not bad. It's 3 plus 1 for each 10 you hold. And I only have 30 health. So that is 6 red die that I could be attacking with for 4. Actually, I will keep that because I don't have any equipped. Yep, so I will keep that. Yeah, and I'm going to keep everything. So I'll just draw this 1 card. So now here is the combat card. So when we draw this, that says +1 enemy. So we drew an arachnid for that +1 enemy. Then it says +1 under the combat draw pile. So this is where we draw from the bottom, and then that is remove this combat card. So we'll remove that, and instead of drawing from this top, I'll flip it over, draw that top card there, and go back over. So that means that draw did not take us deeper down into the dungeon. And we got a resurrection. We could resurrect one enemy or one hero at the end of the enemy's turn, which if we were playing multiplayer, that's where that would come by. Or I can collect one companion from the last 5 cards in the common draw. But that will actually be kind of nice, because if I could get another companion, because the Druid, right, there's a lot of those cards that say that for the Druid, it doesn't take their limit. So I could get more, which might actually be quite nice. So now it is the enemy's turn, so they will roll to see who they attack. And they will attack me. So this time, we've got 1 and 2 over here, and we got 3 here. And you can see this arachnid is actually immune to green dice, so we probably don't want to do the treat against him. So we roll everything here. And that is 30. Once again, my combined is 60, so 30 does not do it. So that doesn't hit me, so we continue on to my turn. And for my 4, because I do have 4 because I put one on there last time. And I am going to actually play this battle axe for 4, because that's going to do some good damage. So I equipped it, and I actually get +10 to my health. And then I get 3 red die, and +1 for each 10 I have. Now that bottom, because my color is green, I do not get this bottom benefit. Where if I was the warrior, I would get a +1 action point. But I do not get it, but that's alright, because I have 40 health. So that means I will roll 7 red die for this attack. So here I have my 7 red die, and I will definitely attack the scarab here. And that is 45. And I attacked the scarab just because he had more health, and I knew I was going to do some good damage on this one. So I will take him. One thing I wanted to note I haven't talked about is all of them have been inside my vision. I forgot to go through that with them. The ghoul that I defeated had 0. The hellhound had 3. I started with 3 and now have 4. And he had 0. So I have been able to see them all. And I'm just going to give myself another action point. Sometimes I have a hard time not doing anything else at the beginning, especially when I have other cards giving me vision. Some vision and action points are like the big things you really want to get up, because if the enemies are out of sight, right, you're not going to be able to even touch them. But if you don't have enough action points to do more damage, then you're never going to kill them. So those are the 2 things that I really have to try to get up first. So that was my turn. We'll see if we want to discard anything, which I don't think I do, so I'll just draw 1 card. And that card is Talisman of Wizardry, which will give me 2 more action points. That's not a bad card at all. Alright, so now it is the enemy's turn, and we'll roll to see who they hit. They are going to hit the companion first, but he only rolls 3 greens. So we have our 3 greens, which we will roll, which gets 15. But as you can see, I could choose either one of they're going to hit, and they both have more than 15, so nothing happens, so we're still good. And it is our turn again. So I want to point out, because I have 5, I can activate both of these, and because both of them have the same attack symbol, I will actually be able to add 1 big attack if I wanted. So I'll do 3, then 5, and 2. So I could roll 5 reds and 2 greens if I were to do both of these at the same time. If I even had enough, because my axe is also that same single attack action, I could also have that, but I would have to have 4 more, so I'd have to have a total of 9 action points. But if I did, I could add them all together. So for 2, I'm going to play here. So I spent 2 to up my vision and defense. So my defense and vision are updated. Now I still have 3 more here, action points that I could do something with. And I'm going to use my Still Shield here. Oh no, I can't. So this card here, it's got that symbol. It means you actually attach it to a item. And you know if you could attach an item is if a card has that symbol there, enchantment symbol. So I am going to, for 1 more action point, I'm going to place this card underneath here. Now that also gives me 1 more vision. So now I have 6 vision, which is actually really good at this point. Now for my last 2 action points, I'm going to attack with my eagle for 3 reds. So I know I missed this before, but I only need 15, so hopefully with these 3 reds I'll be able to get that. There we go, booyah. So that's 25, so that will kill him. And once again, I am just going to give myself some more action points. That way I could really just, you know what, everything I have right now, you know, costs 2, costs 3, costs 4 just to attack. And so I really need a lot of action points right now because I'm afraid I won't be able to do too much if I don't. Or I could only attack and I can't add equipment. So that's why I'm really focusing on action points right now. However, it is the end of my turn, so I will draw 2 cards. Now, because I drew this tome, I will read the tome 2 of the current scenario and apply the specified effects. So we'll do that first. So we come here. I'm sorry, this is really small. We forgot to read the tome 1 at the very beginning. You're supposed to do that right as you start. It's just story, and the tome effect is none. More of the story, but tome effect, it says all players draw 1 card from under the monster draw pile and add it face down to their attribute points. So we come here to the monster deck and draw 1 card there. Then we come here and we will flip it over and add it to our attribute deck. And I will give myself 1 more attribute points. Now I have 7 action points. Then the next thing you do for the tome is draw 1 under the common draw pile. So I'll flip this over and draw 1 from there. And then I will remove this tome card. So I'm bringing it over here because that's kind of the remove pile that I'm making. Meaning it does not go into the discard pile. As we can see, the next card is going to go into the Crypt. And the continuous effect is going to, all enemies are going to have +1 vision or distance to each of their cards. So they're going to be harder to hit and further away, and we'll spawn 2 more monsters. It is the enemy's turn, and there are no enemies out. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to draw 5 cards from the deck. Alright, so these are the 5 cards that we drew. And in the rules it says if you draw a location and a combat card, you can put the combat card back on top of the deck. So we'll put that card back on top of the deck. And so we will play this. So we will place this here. And so that way we know that we're in the Crypt. And we'll spawn 2 enemies. 1 and 2. And then we'll also +1 under the common draw pile. So that means we'll flip over this common draw pile, draw that bottom one, and then we place this on top. Now, with these other ones that we drew, we can choose one of these to put on. Each player can choose 1 to put into their hand. Obviously, I'm the only player, so we'll just pick 1 here. So these 2 aren't really helpful, so I'm just going to get that power source. Now we go into the enemy's attack. Whew. Just to go over these 2, wow, they just got really hard. So we've got 10, 55, so that's 45 to kill him, and 55 to kill him. And when he hits, we actually have to get rid of a red. What? That means we'll have to discard my battle axe? Oh man, that's gonna hurt. And to my knowledge, a hit just means as long as this dice doesn't roll a miss. So maybe we'll be lucky to roll a miss. Let's see. So it's gonna actually hit our companions here. And they are going for 5 dice, so they could kill one of my companions. But because they're not hitting me, I will not have to get rid of that axe. So that's actually not too bad. So we'll roll the 5 dice. And 30. And we will choose them to hit the treant. And 30 will not kill the treant, so nothing happens. That was probably as best scenarios we could get right there. That was good. That was good. Alright, so it is my turn again. And I'm going to play this power source at first here. Because I have 3 here, it means I could learn 3. And they're both black, meaning I can learn them, and it's for free. So I'll get 1 more action point now. Ooh, if your maximum is greater than that of the companion player that did not attack, place the companion in your attribute points. Oh. That's not as exciting. Ooh, lightning bolt. For 1, you could roll 1, and if you discard 1 card from your hand, you could add 2 to that roll. Ooh, fist rush. This attack can become multi-attack if you have no weapon. However, I do have a weapon, but that's 7 dice, but that's for 5. Yeah, no, my battle axe is stronger than that. So I'm going to play this, my Talisman of Wizardry. So that's going to cost me 3. However, I get +2. So I still have 7 to play here. So I'm going to play this Lightning Orb. I don't know if I'll use it, but I have the points right now, so I'll play it now. So that's 1. But because I played it, I do get to use it. I'm not going to discard any cards to add 2, because I don't need to. And then for the last 6, I'm going to spend 4 for my axe, and then 2 for my eagle. So I have 40 health. So my axe is going to be 3 plus 4, so my axe is going to give me 7 red dice. My lightning bolt is going to give me 1, so that's 8. And my eagle is going to give me 3, so that is 11. So I get to attack with 11 red dice. Alright, check this attack out. This is why I really enjoy this game. Like, you really power up here when you can make these big attacks. Like, oh, I love it. Alright, so we're going to roll all 11 of these dice. Who are we attacking with? 11 dice. I think we could do 55. No. I want to take out that blinded scavenger because I don't want him to take away my axe. 55. Oh, I would have barely killed the other guy. Alright, but we definitely killed him. And I forgot to go over this again when we got his vision 0, so I definitely could see him when I attacked him. So I already have 10 action points. I don't know if I need more right now. I'm trying to decide if I should go for health or if I should go for vision. My vision at 6 is actually not too bad right now, because I do get a +1 right now, but I think I'm going to go for health. So I'm going to go for health, to +5 there, just because that does give me more dice. So that's the end of my turn. I can discard any cards now. I am going to discard this Steel Shield because I don't think I'm going to use it. Same thing with this Fist Rush. My axe just does more for cheaper. And so because I have 2, I will draw 3. And because I drew this combat card, I have to spawn 1 enemy. So I will spawn this Air Elemental. And I drew... Ooh, that's not too bad. Swarm of Crows. And it's green, so it is mine, so I can learn it. For 2, I could roll 6 green dice. And I could re-roll any 2 of those green dice during my turn. That's not too bad. Ooh, and I drew Tome 3, so I will read the Tome 3 first. Tome 3. So that's the story there. And it just kind of tells you what's supposed to happen. All players draw 1 card from under the common draw pile. So we'll come here, flip this over, draw that bottom card there. And then we'll draw another one, actually, because the tomb says to do it as well, the tomb card. And then we'll get rid of that tome card. So the cards I drew were Fire Arrow. Well, that looks pretty cool. And then Chain Lightning. That's not too bad either. So that's only cost 1. Although I can't learn it because it is red. Alright. Oh, and I get rid of... Oh, I was supposed to draw 1 from the combat card as well. As you can see, we're starting to get a lot of cards. And then discard that card. And that was a Repeating Crossbow. Whoa, +4 vision. And then 4 bolt shot and 1 for each 2 that you hold. Well, that's actually pretty similar to my battle axe, except for my battle axe is 3 plus. That actually might be worth to switch that out. I don't know, we'll see it on my turn. Alright, so here we have these. We've got 3 red and 4 red there. And his is enemies with less than 5 are considered out of sight. So he does not have less than 5, so he's not out of sight. However, he does have 3, so we cannot attack him next time on our turn. So we'll see who they attack. So they are going to attack me. So here we have the 7 dice. And 50. Whew. However, I still got 90 there, so it doesn't touch me, so we're good. I am going to move this guy up here, just so remember that he is out of sight because of his ability. Alright, so it is my turn again. We did refresh our stamina here. We do have 10. And I am going to discard this card. Now, you can't discard if you've already used them that turn. But since I haven't used this card yet, I am going to discard that. And then I'm going to pay for action points to spawn that, or to equip this bow. And now I get +4 vision. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 10, which is actually super, super good. That's not bad at all. And then when I attack, I'll get 4 +1 for each 2, and I have 10, so that's +5. So that's 9 red dice for my repeating crossbow. That is awesome. However, once again, the bottom is blue. I am green here, so I do not get that bonus at the bottom. But I didn't have it for the X either, so I'm not too hurt about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to discard this regen card, which means I go down 5 health. And I'm going to pay 2 action points to spawn my Swarmer of Crows. Because it's green, I can learn it. If it's not your color, you could play it once, but you can't learn it, so you can't equip it, basically. You just use it and discard it. So I get 6 green dice, and then I'll use my last 4 for to attack with my bow. So I will get 9 reds and 6 greens, and I could re-roll 2 of those greens. So here we have all my things, and obviously I'm attacking him because he's the only one that I can see right now. Now I'll roll all of those. And we got 65, and 65 will do it. And I'm actually going to place this one on my Learn Skills one, so I can learn one more down the road. Alright, now it's the end of my turn, and I can discard anything here. And I'm definitely going to... I'm going to get rid of this Chain Lightning, and then I will draw 2. And I drew a Poison Dagger. Ooh, so this is green, so I do get that plus, but my attack's only 1 red and 6 green. And it's only 2, which I would much rather attack with my other thing. And, ooh, dang, I moved down into the cave. So all enemies now will have +2 vision, and we +2 enemies. 2 enemies that we add there. And this guy does come back into sight. And then we get to draw 1 from the bottom and place this on top here, so we remember that they each get +2. So we'll draw from the bottom here. And that is a small buckler, which doesn't really help. But now the enemies are going to attack. So we'll see who they attack here first. So they're going to attack me. Who do we have here? We have the Abyss Boar. So +3 to during its first attack. So just this first turn, it will add 3. And then it is going to get rid of any of those blue. Oh no, which is that? Which is giving me vision, 2 vision, and armor if it attacks. I'm not sure if that means you discard them. I don't know how that works exactly, but I'm definitely going to lose those. Alright, so let's collect up the dice here. Alright, so we got 5 red for him, 1 and 5, and 4 right there. We'll roll all these. These are attacking me. 65, which once again I'm 85, so it doesn't hurt me, but I do have to discard this. And anything attached to it, you also lose. Like I said, I'm not sure if I actually discard them. I think that's what you do, so that's what I'm going to go for anyways. So we lost 2 vision and 15 defense. And I don't have anything to replace it yet. Alright, so we'll reset that. So we have 10. I'm going to attack with my repeating crossbow. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm just going to attack with this one first. One thing to note here, because I'm attacking with this one first, if I don't hit and I still have action points left, I can pay more action points to activate one of these others to roll more to see if I can eventually kill them. But if I kill them with one hit, I could use the other ones to attack another monster. So because this is probably my biggest attack, I am going to try to attack that homunculus, that thing. And 55, yeah, that's exactly, it has to be equal to or greater. So that will kill that homunculus. So because we got rid of a lot of armor, I am going to add that to get more armor there. So I still have 6 left. I'm going to pay 2 for my eagle, 3 for my treant, and 1 for my lightning orb. So I'm going to roll 6 reds, and 2 greens. So here are my dice, and I roll, and I'm attacking this guy, the Abyss Boar. 50. Ooh. Maybe I should have attacked him. That's okay. So 50, so I definitely kill him. I wanted to make sure that he was dead. And what do I want to upgrade here? I'm going to upgrade armor one more time. I'm just scared of they're hitting me hard. I'm just scared of getting hit hard again. One thing I just noticed that you guys probably saw already, when I got rid of my axe, I forgot to get rid of my health. So which, once again, it's kind of hard. I don't think it would have changed anything, but that's important to pay attention to that too. And I should be at 35 defense because I got 15 plus 20. So that was my attacks. That was all of my action points. And that's the end of my turn. So I am going to discard that poison dagger, that small buckler, I don't want to go, because the more cards I just discard, the further down I go, which I don't know if I want to do quite yet. Yeah, so I'm just going to draw 2 here. So I draw a tome, so we'll go read tome 4. So I just realized I did something else wrong. I read the wrong tome for tome 3. It was actually stronger. We would, instead of just drawing 1, we would have drawn 5 and picked 1. So it was actually stronger, so we'll just go along with it. Anyways, I did what I did. But tome 4, we could resurrect all eliminated players at the end of the enemy's turn. If all players are alive, all players draw 1 card from under the common pile. So we'll flip this over, draw 1 from there, and then I will draw another one from the tome card, and then discard this. Alright, and the 2 we got was a piercing gem that we could minus 10 to the target of our next attack. That will be handy. And a dodge. Ignore. Ooh, nice. No, we got another ignore attack until the start of your next turn. So that, awesome. And we also got a counter attack. You ignore all the main attacks until the start of your next turn, and +2 to your next. Ooh, so you get to ignore and add more to your net. Hence, counter attack. Awesome. So I got 2. So I'm doing good. I got 2, hey, don't kill me cards, which are great to have in this game since it's all or nothing. And speaking of that, it is the enemy's turn now, so we'll roll to see who he attacks. Ooh, and he actually misses, and we discard 2 from our hand. Which actually sucks because he probably would not have hit that hard. But we have to discard 2. So I'm going to discard Fire Arrow and Resurrection. And that was their turn, so now it is our turn. So we'll reset our action points for our turn. And I am going to place this Piercing Gem under my bow here. Under my bow. Which will give my attacks -1. 1 attack, -10 armor. And I think that's all I'm going to do because that was free. So now I'm just going to attack with just my bow, because I really don't need anything else. It doesn't really matter. So I'll use 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to attack just with my bow. So here are my 9 dice. I will attack. I can add stuff if I don't actually, like that, like I don't actually kill him. So, but I do have more, so I can actually add more to this attack. So I'll come down here and add 2 more for my talons. So I pay 2 for my eagle to add 3 reds. So I roll these 3 to add. So that adds 20. Once again, here's TTS. I could go like that. And that does 55. So that will kill him. And once again, I'm going to add more armor here because I'm really scared of dying. Which actually, I have 2 cards. Oh, I rolled 1 too many dice because I forgot I got rid of 2. So I'm actually going to put that there to put that back up 1. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Now it's the end of my turn. I could discard. I'm definitely not discarding these, so I will draw 2. 2 up to 5. Once again, I will add 1 enemy there. And then I'll draw from the bottom of the pile and discard that. And I got 2 power or potions, +3 until the end of the turn, and +20 until the end of my turn, or resurrect. Okay, not too bad. And that's for 0, and that's for 0. So they're both free. So that's not too bad. If I need to do some big attack and get some extra action points, that won't be too bad. So now it is the enemy's turn. All enemies ignore the defense of the target. Oh no. If a miss is rolled, the enemy dice roll a second time. Oh, but he only rolls 1 red die. Whew. And luckily there's no other enemies. Wow. That could have been so bad. Oh. Alright, let's see who he attacks. He'll attack me and it doesn't matter because he'll roll 1, 10, right? No hit, no nothing, but that could have been bad if there was more enemies. And now it is our turn again. Alright, so I did not get any new cards that I could want to use this turn. So I will just do what I did. I'll attack. I'll reset that and I'll attack with my bow first to see if that will kill him. So I will roll 8 dice now. I only needed 15. And I just got 40, so that will definitely kill him. And I'm going to put that back on another site, so that goes back up to 10, so I could start rolling 5 again. Or 5 extra, so 9 again for that. Yeah, I definitely had more action points, so why not play it? Because I can hold a 4th. I'm just not going to use it yet. Because I don't want to get rid of either one of them. Alright, now I could go to discarding. See, because that could save me from dying. That could get me a really big attack if I could add stuff. And these 2 will save me big time too. I guess I'll get rid of this because I do have a lot of action points. And I'll draw 2 cards. And, ooh, Magic Potential. You learn 1 from any class. And if this card is discarded, the learned is also discarded. Okay, so that will give me, that would actually be kind of nice, but we'll see if that's useful. And then a composite bow. Oh, it's the same, it's just a lesser than the bow I have already. So that's kind of pointless for me to even look too much at. But it only costs 3 instead of 4, but yeah. So now it is the enemy's turn. Once again, there's nothing here, so we'll draw 5 cards. So here are our 5 cards. We did draw the next level, which is down to hell. And now their vision is +3, which actually hasn't been too bad because we have a lot of vision. Usually that's a big problem, but this has actually been pretty good. So we'll add 3 monsters here. 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll draw 1 from the underpile and put that. And then we also drew the last tome, so we'll go read that tome 5. So all players can rearrange 4 attribute points. So here's the question, do we want to? Because I really like having 10. Yeah, I really don't know. I really kind of like where I'm at. Because I don't want to get rid of my health or anything. Because I have so many cards to help me, this might bite me in the butt. But I'm going to rearrange this to go to vision. So I go up to 11, but because I lose that, I'm going to lose one of these. And I'm going to lose this one. And then I'm also going to move this one to here. So I will get another vision. But I will lose 5 health. That puts me a little weaker. I got cards to save me. But now I get another dice from that. So now I get to roll 10 dice for my 1 attack. And I like that. Oh, I do get to -10 on my attacks. I forgot about that. Let's look at vision real quick because I keep forgetting to do that. So they have a +3. So we have a 6, 8, and 7. My vision is 12. So I'm fine. I can see them all. Oh, and now I forgot we're doing the tome. So now I discard that and draw 1 from the bottom. Bloodthirst for 3. +3 to your next attack this turn with the thing. If target is eliminated, repeat all your damage against the second target. Wow. With this card, I could actually learn this. So this is for the fighter or the warrior. So I can't equip that, but with this card, I could. That is tempting. Because if I could do that, that's gonna +3, and I could do a whole nother attack with those 10 dice. Oh, that could do awesome. That could be awesome. And then I also drew +1 from the common draw pile for each 20 that you hold. While this card is in effect, all enemies entering and play with 5 less are eliminated, but it will never be in play because I can't learn it because it is for the paladin, which is that gray. But I could +1 from the common draw pile for 3. And then also composite bow. Yep, I already know this. But I do get to pick one of these, which obviously I'm going to pick this wolf because I do get that bottom for this creature ignores my limit, so I'll definitely draw that wolf and discard these 2. Now it is finally the enemy's time to attack. So he's immune to all green dice. He is going to make me unlearn a skill, which actually that really sucks because I just got rid of one already. And then his is -10 to the target hit until the end of the enemy's turn. So let's see who they attack here. Oh, they miss! They miss, so I will just discard 2 cards. So I'm going to discard my Purification and Composite Bow because I'm not going to use those. That was very good. I'm happy about that. And so now it is our turn again here. I am definitely going to play my wolf into play for 1 for my 3rd enemy there. Oh, dude, this is going to... this protects me because they just attack 1 at a time. So that means they could kill 3 of these before they even attack me if they hit the creature first, obviously. So when I got rid of that skill point, or that one for to hold that learn skill, I got rid of the wrong one. I wanted to get rid of this one. I actually got rid of the simulation. So I'm keeping this, and I'm actually going to use it right away. I'm going to spend 2, 1, 2, to activate this thing. And that means if my action points is higher than my companions that has not attacked this turn, I could actually place it as an attribute point. So I'm actually going to take this wolf, because it is the weakest out of the 3, and I am going to place him to get that skill point back. Oh, I forgot to put it down, but now it's back up to 4. And I do that because then I'm going to play my magic potential for that 4th one, which means I can learn 1 from any class. But I do need 1 extra point here. So I'm actually going to discard the Swarm of Crows and learn this Bloodthirst. So I'm just putting these next to each other so I know, because if I unlearn this one, that means I have to unlearn this one. So that was for 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I will pay 4 to attack with my repeating crossbow. 2, 3, 4. And because I have 12 sight, I get to add 6 dice, so that will be 10 dice for that. But because I did this one, I'm going to plus 3 to that to my next attack with an equipped weapon. So I'm going to do 13 dice, and then if I kill him, I get to do another of that same damage to another target. Haha. Alright, so here's my 13 red dice that I get to attack with. So what I'm going to do, let's see, I definitely want to kill him because I don't want to get rid of my learned skills. So he's the one I'm attacking here first, so I need at least 45. Come on, roll good. Ooh, 70! Yeah! So that means I definitely will kill him. However, because of that card, I get to take that same damage to another character within sight. So I'm definitely going to take this guy because he takes away my defense. So I kill him as well. And with that, I am going to get another action point there and one more vision. Alright, that's the end of my turn. So I could discard cards. However, these are the 3 cards that could save me. So I will not do anything there, and I'll just draw 2. So, Chain Explosion. Ooh, for 5 I could roll 6. If there are at least 3 enemies in play, repeat all of your damage against that target to a second target. So if I did this and the other one, I can attack 3. Wow. And, ooh, Combat. So we'll draw 1. His vision is 4 plus 3. I have, 13 now? He's definitely in vision. And I will discard this and draw from the bottom. And what I drew was a Thunder Fist. So 3 and plus 3 if I don't have any equipped. But it's for the monk. So that doesn't really help me too much here. Alright, so the enemy's turn. He's going to get rid of a purple on a hit. So we'll see who he hits. So he's going to hit a companion. And they're going to roll 5 reds and 3 green. So here we have the dice here. We'll roll. They're attacking one of my companions. 45. Oh no! Do I let him kill the treant? Or do I use one of my cards? I'm going to let him kill one of my... I think I'm going to let him kill my treant, which is really kind of sad. So he kills my treant, or they kill my treant. And that's the end of that turn. So it is my turn again. Reset my action points. One thing to note is Hell is the second to last place. That means when the next location comes out, the demon will spawn. So, and the demon, once you kill the demon, then you win. So what I'm saying is I'm getting to the end here. Only like 2 or 3 cards left until I get to the end. So I just need to keep that in mind with what I'm doing. So I don't think I'm going to play anything here. And I'm just going to attack with my crossbow. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to use my Bloodthirst for 1, 2, 3. So once again, I'm going to do my 13 red die attack. So here's my 13. I'm going to attack the goblins just to make sure I kill them. Oh yeah, definitely kill the goblins. And because I use that Bloodthirst, I get to put it into another one. So I will kill both of them because the 65 will beat that 50. So I'll definitely put 1 here on my vision to put my vision up to 14. So now my crossbow does 11 red die. Myself another action point because I know the enemy's going to spawn, or the demon's going to spawn next basically. Because I know it's almost there, so there's no reason to get more vision. I know the vision. No reason to get more health because I have 3 cards to save me. So I'm just going to go for more action points. So now I'll have 12. So now is the end of my turn, and I really want to get that demon out because there's no... Or we know that demon's going to come out because there's no enemies, so that means we're going to draw 5 if it doesn't come to my hand. So I'm going to discard my Chain Explosion and my Thunder Fist, and I'm going to draw 2 cards. Aha, so we did... Yep, see the tome is next. So we got the Javelin of Light, which is for the warrior. So that one's not going to help too much. And a Scale Belt. Ooh, that actually could be handy because that one -6. That could be handy. We'll see. So now it's the enemy's turn. There's nothing there, so we'll draw 5 cards. So that actually worked out really well because that means we get one of these. So we'll activate this tome. So now they all get +4 sight, which we have plenty. And then we'll draw. So that one is actually the demon card. So we come here to our scenario, and the scenario actually tells us that our demon card is the Dark Mage. So we'll come here and spawn the Dark Mage, and then we'll also get to draw one from the bottom of the card deck. And that was another Griffin for 6? Oh, that is awesome. That was, oh, and plus 20 health to this if I'm a Druid. Oh, that is awesome. Now I still get to pick one of these. So it's great. So if your maximum is greater than that of an enemy, it attacks one enemy in or out of sight. Oh, so that's to kind of get further away, which actually doesn't really help me right now. Protective Dome. You cancel the number of dice equivalent to target. Oh, so that's basically another blocked attack. Block a lot of dice of an attack. That'll also block. Or I can loot, which would give me one of my cards back, which would be kind of nice, but I think I'll go for the protected. So if it lasts a couple of rounds. So yeah, I'm taking that Protective Dome. So I don't want to say this too much yet, but I have like 4 cards that protect me. That means I could withstand 4 attacks. I think I've got this. However, the Dark Mage is pretty powerful. So if he hits, I have to unlearn 2 of my skills, which actually is going to hurt a lot. And at the end of the enemy's turn, I'm going to put the Succubus Demon card into play. That means next time he's going to attack me a lot, and he's going to attack me with 10 reds. So I might be using one of those cards this time. So we'll see who he attacks here. Oh, no way, he misses! So I will just discard 2 of these, which is no problem at all. So the Dark Mage does not attack with green, so I will discard that Scale Belt, as well as this Javelin of Light. So that was the enemy's turn, so now it is my turn to try to do 150 damage is what I need. Whew! Alright, check out this player board. So this is basically end game here, right? We've got a buttload of cards going on. You can see everything that I've got going on here. This is the part that I love about this game. Like this just intensity of overpoweredness, a lot going on. So let's see what we can do here. Alright, you guys ready for this? So I'm going to spawn my Griffin. So now I have a Griffin and an Eagle. I love this. And I do have to pay for 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to pay 4 for my Repeating Crossbow. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to pay 3 for my Bloodthirst. 1, 2, 3. I have 1 left over that I can't really do anything with because I don't have anything that costs me. It's just 1. So let's see what I attack with. I attack 3 with a Bloodthirst. I have 14 vision, so I have plus 7 red dice. So 7 plus 4, which is 11. Plus that 3, so that's 14. Plus the 6, 20. I'm attacking with 20 red dice. Let's do this thing. Alright, so here's my 20 red dice here. Let's hope we can get 150. Oh, just to show too, his vision is 4 plus 4, so it's 8. My vision is 14, right? I've got plenty. Let's see what we got. 150, 150. 160, baby! Wait! One thing we forgot to do is we forgot to, at the end of the enemy's turn, put the Succubus Demon card into play. So we put the Succubus here. So that means if we did not kill him, they would do 20 dice back to me. That could have been hurt. And he takes away 2 of my XP, which are those cards I'm putting along the side. And he would take away 2 learns. So like they really get hurt hard. But because technically I beat the Dark Mage, so I win, right? Even the Succubus does not count as the demon. The demon is the Dark Mage, so I won. However, because I have the Bloodthirst, I could do that same damage to the Succubus as well. So I kill them both, and I win! Woohoo! Alright, that was awesome. So that was a lot of fun. That was Hellbringer. Awesome dice, chucker, card game, right? Going through the dungeon, picking out your equipment. I'm really trying to do different stuff. I really like the fact that you could do a lot of things. I think I'm going to do another video for my review, just because this video is already probably pretty long. So I'm going to go ahead and do another review video. I really enjoyed that play. I love just chucking those dice. I really want it physical, right? Like can you imagine like 20 dice just chucking it? Oh, I want to play this game physically so bad. So that's a good playthrough. I hope that came out good. I'm sure I made mistakes. I caught myself on a few of them. Hopefully I'll catch a few more while I do the editing. I apologize for any of those mistakes. Please let me know in the comments below if I made any and how bad I did anything wrong. But I really enjoyed this game. This was a lot of fun. And yeah, Go check my other video out for my review and all my pros and cons of everything. Thanks for watching.